not, or on the ground rather, you cannot, precision lean at 1,000 RPM, so you just basically get a little leaner. We're gonna lean at full power for everything that's above 3,000 foot field elevation.
Yeah.
Or today we're probably gonna have like 5,500 foot
exactly,
density.
for the density.
Yep. So we do full power run. That's when you can precision lean, and that's definitely turning it.
Cool. Altimeter was 2998.
Yep.
Put that in there.
You do have a clipboard here if you need it.
Yeah.
A clip.
Wind. Very calm. Radios and transponder, and we fixed this. It goes there, 14.
So now today we want to go to Bakersfield, right? Is that something you want to set up in your GPS maybe?
Yeah, we can. Could, 9 in there. Edwards Tower 120.7, and then be talking to Joshua later on 12455.
Actually, it's going to be probably 133.65.
For north?
Yep, it's going to be north of Frozen Boulevard then.
Oh yeah.
Soon.
Might as well talk to them then.
Yep.
5 and then 122.4. For a flight plan.
That would be flight service, right?
Yep, yep. Flight service in there.
Alright then.
And then it put everything else later on.
Alright, and what is the nearest VOR here in our area?
I was going to use Palmdale, but the nearest one is Edwards. But I was
okay, so Edwards doesn't have a compass rose around it, on the chart.
Nope.
So Palmdale, because there is a Victor Airway between Palmdale and Bakersfield, correct?
Yes, that one.
That one. So you might want to tune that in, so when you basically do your radios, just do them top to bottom, right? And then set yourself up for that VOR, please, too.
The VOR 114.5,
yep.
And that's it, yep.
Good, very good. So, we go on to Bakersfield. Do you want to use GPS navigation as a backup?
We could.
Then go ahead and set that up. That would be always a good idea, right?
Flight plan. I'm just going to put in the flight plan that I had.
Yep. Go ahead, do it.
So, add waypoint. Lima 00. Tehachapi.
And you also know you still can use this button too. If this is kind of like turbulent, you can use kilohertz and megahertz.
That'll be a little better instead of going all around.
Yeah.
HP 2. Can I do it on this? Yeah.
Yep, see.
So I need a
It's Bravo Lima. Bravo Foxtrot Lima, right? Bakersfield?
Yeah,
oh, you put Kalen.
The middle.
You want Kalen.
Yeah, I'll put that in there.
Okay. How did you find it? Is that on your VFR chart?
Yeah. It's
right. How is that? Because it's an IFR fix. So how do we recognize Kalen? Let's say the GPS doesn't work. How do you find that?
Oh, if the GPS doesn't work, then I don't. You could just use timing.
Yep.
Or
but
distance.
But you need to use this. You need to your primary means of navigation will be piloted or dead reckoning and dead reckoning. So you need to be able to find something identifiable on the ground. Like let's say there's this mountain here. It's a beam that mountain. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can see there's obviously some area. There's the highway here. So you'll be able to find something. So I wouldn't call it Kalen. If coincidentally it's Kalen, but if this wouldn't be there, you wouldn't be able to navigate this unless you have something on the ground. So.
Yeah.
So figure something out on the ground. That's what you put on here. So that's why Kalen shouldn't be on there.
Okay.
Yep, it should be just something visual.
Alright, so
perfect.
For that I could do that, and then, or I could have the intercept of this Victor Airways.
Yep, and we have set up Palmdale VOR 14.5. Good.
Cool. Then in. Guess it didn't see
Doesn't find it. Okay, no error. K-E-L-E.
Oh, there we go. So backspace. Oh, I don't want to do that.
Now you do.
preview, see where that is. I'll tell you where it is.
Do you have Bakersfield in there? Why don't you just put Bakersfield in there?
Okay, I'll just go on. Remove. All the way back. Bravo.
Has to be KBFL.
Oh. Then Meadows. Yep, that's what I want.
Very good.
Cool. That's in there. Port, won't be need that. Vacuum still in the green, should be all still good.
Alright.
Vacuum
What
in there.
instrument is powered by vacuum?
Vacuum is the attitude indicator.
Yep.
And
Nothing else.
oh yeah, well, and in the other plane it
In
was
4
this too.
Ecodelta, it's also
Yeah.
the heading indicator. And on these,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
electric,
DC.
the HSI.
Yep.
That would be electric. That's static.
Yeah.
Static. P-dot static.
The pedal static. Use
Yeah.
both.
Very good.
Flaps retract. Vacuum up. Flaps retract. Nav lights is required. I'll turn on the strobe. And I'll use the taxi for the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Radio call is required. Comm 2, 120.7. Southbase traffic. Aero 06 is at parking. We'll taxi to runway 24 for Rosemont departure. But we'll do later on. We'll do the Buckhorn departure.
All right. Very good.
That's clear. That's clear. That's the brakes. Brakes are good.
Alright, make sure you slow the airplane down with the throttle below 1,000 if you need to, because you're riding the brakes. You want to use minimal braking. You want to have your heels on the ground most time, and when you want faster, you push the throttle a little bit, and when you want slower, you reduce the throttle. So you want to basically control the speed of that plane on taxi with the throttle.
Throttle.
Right, primarily. And then, of course, if you need some brake, use brake, you know, but...
For turning and whatnot.
Yep, you don't want to really ride the brakes.
Clear right, clear left. Go on to runway 24.
Yep. Alright, just put your heels on the ground real quick. Don't get to the brakes, and let's see how fast she gets. If you feel she gets too fast, I want you to pull the power back.
Okay.
There you go. That's how you taxi. And it's going downhill, so it'll be like this
Yeah.
for a while.
Downhill, usually it's wind.
Yeah,
Wind
and
coming
tailwind
behind you.
too. You're absolutely right. When you need faster, you just push a little bit and then you reduce again. So that's your taxi power setting, right?
Yep. Oh, that's uphill now.
Looking at the windsock, pretty benign, right? Straight
Yes.
down the runway, maybe like 5 knots or so.
Yeah, maybe. Light breeze.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to close my window for the run-up.
Okay. I'll do mine as well. Ready, after
So
start.
now as you're sitting, you want to put to 1,000, reason being so that your alternator charges the battery, right? Everything lower than that you might drain your battery.
Parking brake, I'll hold it. I'll hold the brake. Seat backs are brake position. Seat belts, harnesses are secure.
Yep.
Flight controls. That goes left. That goes right. That goes up. That goes down. Elevator up, elevator down. Rudder left, rudder right. And trim tab is neutral. Flight controls are free and correct. Fuel selector valve on both. Throttle friction locks good. Navigation instrument set if required.
Alright, since you got your flight plan, it wants you to set the course on the HSI here as well. Because it says GPS
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So that HSI will show it, and the course is here. Desired track 248.
2, 4,
8.
4, 5,
And then it
2,
will
4,
stop
8.
complaining here. Good.
Nice. Navigation is set. Autopilot. Autopilot should go to the left. And heading goes to the left. Then to the right. Goes to the right. And I can overpower it. And autopilot off. Transponder 1200. And then alt.
The new regulation now says we can leave it on alt when we're on the ground. That's the new procedure, so I have to update the checklist.
Oh, yeah. Ground now.
So if you just leave it on alt the whole time, that would be fine.
Okay. That there, ADF radio 1, radio 2, all that was good, volume's good. Audio panel was good, flight instruments, 0.
How can you test your volume on the radio number 1?
Test the volume,
Yeah, how do you test the volume? Do you know how to test the volume on radio number 1?
how I would do it is if there was a AWAS or a
Yeah, it's even
like that.
easier. They all have splash buttons, so just push it. That's your volume.
okay.
And then on number 2 as well, it's pulling out here on the volume.
Test pull. Okay.
So that's how you test it. It usually sits in about 10 o'clock position, and then from there you try and tune it.
Oh.
Good, okay.
Sweet. And then audio's good. 0, not descending, it's even for me. Altimeter's in there. This is correct to the magnetic compass, that's not turning or turning. And this is not descending or climbing. All those are good. Temperature is above
If it would be
75.
like 200 feet under, would that be a problem?
200 feet, yeah, that's I think for that it's like 500 feet.
Actually, even if it shows 1,000 feet under, it's not a required instrument under FAR
Oh, for flying,
591.
yeah.
Not even under instrument condition, it's not required. So it can show whatever it wants. You just have to note the
Yeah, the zero
difference,
position.
right? So that you know where the zero line is, basically.
Just it would be a little uncomfortable, but
Yep, but
yeah.
again, not required for VFR, not even required for IFR, believe it or not.
Oil pressure is good, mixture set, and it does density altitude is above 3,000. So
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
be going to full
Yep, and I
2400.
recommend, if you don't know how lean you are, so that the engine doesn't sputter and is over lean, just put the switch for now.
Yeah.
And then go to full power.
On the brakes.
Yep.
That's all the way in.
So what you will probably see is a little climb for best power, and then from there it goes down and starts sounding rough. First you probably go quite a bit out, and then you start slower. But it's quite a bit more.
Yeah, it's getting right about there. There it is, dropped a
Okay.
bit, back to where it was.
And 2.5 turns
And-
to the ridge, that's good, right?
Right there.
Alright?
Now back
And now
to 100.
1800 for your Mac drop.
Down to 18. 18 right there. The left. About a 50 drop, back to both. It recovers. Then to right. 25 drop, back to both. Does recover. And needles are good, engine instruments checked. 28, charging, vacuum's good, pressure's in the green. Ammeter, voltmeter checked, and vacuum gauge. Vacuum's still good, annunciator panel. Nothing's illuminated, throttle back to 1,000.
Alright, I'm gonna open my window till we are ready.
Yeah, me too. Warm, 103.
So what's our temperature right now out there?
39 Celsius.
Alright, so that's about, how many Fahrenheit? About what, 99 or so?
99, 100, yeah, we can see what it is.
So how hot does it
Yeah.
have to get until we cannot fly anymore? What does the limitation section say of the POH? Do you know?
And POH?
Yep. Then I have to look it up right now. Do you happen to know the number?
I don't know the number.
I just looked it up this morning. 120.
120. Wow.
At 121, cut it off. That's outside the limits.
And that's for Cessna.
Yep. For this plane, I looked in the POH in section 2 of this airplane.
Okay. So 120 is the maximum.
Yeah. But it is. It has been flown. You know, as it should be. It's not recommended.
Yeah. 12,000 door windows will close when we get up there. Parking brake, I was holding it. I'll release that.
Yeah.
Back over here. Normal takeoff technique. So the examiner would like to know, like, what would you do in an event of an emergency? Like before you take off, he would want to.
Oh yeah, you want to
go
definitely
through.
brief emergency, because what you briefed last is stuck in your head. So engine failure on takeoff roll, power idle brake supply.
Yep.
Engine failure after liftoff, anything below 1,000 will land somewhere straight ahead.
Yep. And then if
68 knots.
Yep. So I don't know about because me and Terry practiced coming back to the runway, depending if it's like 50 feet or 100 feet or something.
That's something I need you to forget, because that is something the FAA will bust you on.
Okay, they don't
we
like
will
that?
never turn back to the runway. Anything below about 700 to 800 foot, you need to pick something straight ahead. Everything else is unsafe, and so we will never fly that.
Okay.
All right.
But if you have enough runway, you can take off like 50 feet, 100 feet, and if you have enough runway, come back down.
And even without runway, you have to come down and you'll overrun, right?
Okay.
Okay. What's our takeoff distance right now? Did you look it up?
Takeoff distance was, I don't think I looked it up. It was
just roundabout. Like about 1850 or so today, right?
First traffic errors are on
yeah,
right
1850 feet.
Yep. And the landing
warm.
distance is a little shorter than like maybe about 1350 or so.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. The hotter it is, the longer your landing roll is. And
Yep. The longer the takeoff roll is too.
Absolutely. Oh, we have somebody around. I heard somebody in the radio, so we'll look.
Yep. I don't think they're on the ground. I don't remember seeing anyone on there, but oh, there he is.
There he is.
Traffic errors are on final runway 24.
Go to COM 1 to follow my flight plan.
Riverside Radio, November 106 Echo Delta, listening 122.4. November 106 Echo Delta, Riverside Radio, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'd like to open up my flight plan out of Edwards for 6 Echo Delta.
November 6 Echo Delta, round robin flight plan has been activated for you. Pilot weather reports request. Good day.
Have a good day, thanks, 6 Echo Delta. Back to COM 2. Still on the runway.
First traffic errors are 9's off runway 24.
Off 24.
Yep.
No one's on final, no one's on the runway.
Alright, windows.
Windows are closed.
What is a good practice, and it's a take it or leave it. Some people flip it on the emergency checklist.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep, I think it's neat, right? You know, so you can do this.
Look down if you really get nervous.
Traffic errors are 9's taxiing. Depart.
Southway traffic, Aero 06 is taking runway 24 for Rosemont departure. Southway traffic. So does Examiner okay if you roll into it, or does he want you to stop?
Well, let me put it this way. Rolling takeoff is the right thing, but you don't want to roll and put full power in while you're still not lined up. You line up first.
Make sure you're straight. So
line
if
up
your fuel's on the
first
ground,
before you put power in, yes.
fuel's on the ground and the engine is green.
Yep.
Airspeed alive. There's 50. There's 55. Pretty slow at accelerating. It's probably
Oh, yeah, you
so warm.
can feel it, yeah.
Gonna let it level off a bit to get some speed.
Yep.
There's 80. Going up to 2800.
Yep. Can actually climb about 74, try that and see if that works better for you. Oh, we got it now. The best rate of climb is 74. And what is VX if you have to get out of terrain fast?
VX is usually like 62, 65.
Yep, it's 62 at sea level, 64 up at 10,000, so we're using 63 over here. Good. So we're gonna fly the airspace exactly like we would fly it when the tower is open.
Wouldn't it be the...
We're doing self-announcement and we just fly, you want the Rosamond departure, we will fly the Rosamond departure in the future, you'll fly Buckhorn or Lancaster.
Buckhorn in the future.
Yep.
So the Rosemont is the fork, or the T in the road, and over there, and then
Well, what it really is so all the departures work the same way here. You're flying to the radar antenna over the road here, and you cross Lancaster Boulevard perpendicular, and then they vary. To the left, to the right of the road, 2800, that's the Lancaster departure. If you stay straight, fly along the dirt road into that little Buckhorn hill, that is 2800 Buckhorn. And if you do a 90-degree right and cross perpendicular over the runway, cross the Rosamond Boulevard at the golf course.
Southeast, taxi to runway 24 for takeoff.
Cross, right by the golf course over to the right side of the road there, 28, that's the Rosamond departure, right?
Yep. South Bay traffic, Aero 06 is at the radar dome, turning for Rosemont departure, South Bay traffic. Then you make it around and go towards the golf course.
Oh, yeah. And it's fine to fly that on the weekend. During the week, it's going to be the other two departures and arrivals, Buckhorn and Lancaster. And when the tower is open, we do still self-announce our traffic pattern. That's one of the things that they asked us to do as well. So you still say, Aero 06 downwind, runway 24, base runway 24, final runway 24. Though they are active on the tower frequency, they will ask you to do it until they tell you to stop.
Oh yeah,
so that's something
doing it.
That helps them, yeah, and that's what they requested. Even with tower open, we do self-announce, okay?
South Bay traffic, Aero 06 is at T in the road on Rosemont Boulevard for Rosemont departure, South Bay traffic. You have to stay on that side of it.
Yep, you want to be to the right of the road, about a wingspan away, they say within a quarter mile. And then you see the terrain slopes up actually, and then there is these antennas there from those radios or whatever it is.
Yep.
And so you want to be at half distance between those antennas and the bend in the road.
Okay, right down the middle.
Right smack in the center, because you do not want to hit that. Because the terrain slopes up, you're actually not 500 ATL, you are much lower there.
Yeah.
Huh? And then what you want to avoid is the gun range, which is everything to the left-hand side of the Rosamond Boulevard. They have the short shells coming out our way. So that's why we can go really close to that black field, we can cross over. And over here going to the west on the other side of this road here, that is the long shells. They're shooting up until the lake bed, so they don't want anybody in here up until Buckhorn, which you see over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so between Buckhorn and the Rosamond Boulevard, there's no flying in here. They would really have hard feelings, they will give us a call. There's no flying. The gun range. why I don't really like the Rosamond departures, because let's say it's hazy, the visibility is not that great, but it's marginal VFR. You can bump into these radar antennas because we are way too low. That's
a couple feet.
it would not be very far. So back on, we are much better off at back on.
Southbase traffic, Aero 06 is outbound on Bend in the Road for Rosemont departure. Southbase traffic.
Alright. What do we do over here?
We could keep going until we get to about the Rosemont Lake at the end, and then
Yep,
we could...
the red hill, but what altitude do we use?
The 35?
3,300.
33?
Yep.
So we can start climbing, or we have to wait till we get
I
to
would
the end.
climb right now because we're pretty low over the ground. We're outside the tower airspace.
Oh yeah, just about.
So let's climb, okay? 3,300. Same over there at Buckhorn going outbound. We're gonna climb. 3,300. So, alright. What time did we take off? Did you happen to take the timing?
Yeah, it was 4 minutes ago, so 11:05.
Alright, it's time to take your flight log out and tell me at what time we're gonna be over the Rosamond Sky Park, please.
Should be just 7 minutes from takeoff. So we got another 3 minutes.
Alright.
Well, it's actually the start of climb is the 3 minutes. Then after
Alright.
that, be 4 minutes, so 7, 8, 9, 10. So about 10, 11 minutes.
Okay, so what time would that be? What time is it now?
It's 11:09.
11:09 and 7 is 11:16.
Yeah.
Let's see how close we get to 11:16 when we're over to the Sky Park there. And do you have a pen or pencil? Yep,
Yeah,
there you go. You're well prepared. Very good. 3,300, please. So on your check ride, you have in principle, your limitation will be 100 feet up and down and 10 degrees left and right. There's one exception, and that's the level of from across country. There you have 200 feet up and down.
Okay.
Yep. And basically, if the weather is windy, if it's not ideal condition, then we really cannot hold you to the limits too much. You still want to do the best you can. And let's say something is off, you want to correct it back right away because it says that you should not
Edwards
consistently...
traffic, Cessna 104 Echo Delta, Aero 4 taxiing on to runway 24 for takeoff and Lancaster departure.
It just says basically you should not consistently exceed the tolerances, and so that means like let's say you're popping 300 feet up and you're happy with that. That would be consistently exceeding. If you pop up 300 over your target and you correct it back right away, that is good.
Okay.
Right?
Yep, turbulence.
And that would be then later for your check ride. You're not quite there yet, this is progress check 7, but just wanted to let you know what we are eventually looking for. Alright, very good. So you know the traffic pattern at the Rosemont Sky Park, which is about like 8 miles to our 1 o'clock,
yep.
it's around 3,500 and we're flying about 33 to 3,500, so you probably want to start your climb.
Yeah, I've already
Edwards
started.
traffic, Aero 4 is airborne off runway 24 southeast.
Okay. Top of climb.
Alright.
7 minutes, so it's 7.2, so that was good.
Yep, so we get closer to the traffic pattern. We are 3,500. What do you want to do here? Do you want to fly like into Rosamond, 3,500?
Then we can start our climb. I can
Alright.
do a last call for Southbase traffic.
I think they are good. Just go ahead
Okay.
and switch.
So that's there, going to Joshua.
Yep. Tell them that you would like to
Like this?
maneuver north of Rosamond and you would like to have some local flight following. Northwest of Rosamond. We're gonna go up to 6,500 today. 6,500 below.
Joshua approach, November 106 Echo Delta.
Air 106 Echo Delta, dash bridge.
Yes, VFR request, I am about 5 or 10 miles to the west of Edwards Air Force Base, would like VFR clearance around north of Rosemont Air Park for 6 Echo Delta. How many miles north of Rosemont?
6 Echo Delta Squad 0465, Edwards out under 2996.
0465 and 2996 for 6 Echo Delta.
So you only have to tell them approximately. So we are about 10 miles to the east of Rosemont, passing through 4,000. We would like to have local flight following west, northwest of Rosemont.
Yeah.
65 and below, whatever you can fit in, basically. And we're not looking for clearance. We're looking for local flight following, or flight following to a destination, right?
Yep.
Very good.
I always forget that.
Flight plan
That number.
I'm listening into the Sky Park here real quick. I want to make sure that we're not flying into any traffic.
6 Echo Delta, ready to contact 2 miles east of Rosemont Airport.
Yes, 6 Echo Delta.
So he has your radar identified now, very good. So it doesn't sound like anybody's down there. 1.9. Oh, right, so you promised me 10:16, right? Oh, 11:16, we're going to be over the field.
Air 935, Alpha Juliet, approach, roger.
Oh, cool, that's going to work out just fine, right? So from here, I would like to divert you. I would like you to intercept the Victor Airway.
Joshua, November 4632 Juliet.
And I would like to bring you, go ahead and intercept the Victor Airway and start tracking northbound over the hill, and then I'll give you a destination.
Okay, so the
Victor was now 197.
Juliet,
Yep.
destination and type aircraft.
298.
32 Juliet to Piper Arrow for Reno, Romeo, November, Oscar, on course heading at 345 degrees for a Piper Arrow, 10,500 feet, 4632 Juliet.
There we go.
Very good.
November 5 Alpha Juliet, fly maintain, Pablo 270.
Let's see if we can get that. So the general flat test heading.
33-2 Juliet, John Lake altimeter 2994, squawk 7222.
They can probably keep on this heading to intercept it.
222 and 2994, 32 Juliet.
Can I see your chart for a second, please? Yep. Thank you, sir. Alright, just keep climbing. So, one question I have. Now, we have Lita on the ground, which was 2,300 plus density. Altitude was probably about 5,500 at the time.
Yeah.
And now we are flying at 5,000. We are still climbing. How do you manage your engine while you're climbing?
You could do it every 1,000 feet. You could do one rotation.
Why don't we just get in the habit of doing that
And
then?
then you can do that.
And
So
when we are leveled off at 65, then you can go ahead and do your leading, right?
Echo Delta traffic, 9 o'clock, 3 miles northbound, at it's 3,200.
Oh, we're looking.
looking for traffic for 6 Echo Delta.
Way high. They are lower. They are lower. Alright.
They're going up to 65.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So we're right over Rosemont. Took about
Nice.
4 minutes.
Yep.
At 4.
4428, Josh, for
4:30. About 20 seconds off, so that's not too bad.
I think you can overlay the Victor Airways on this one as well. And it should have terrain as well, topo and terrain.
Rosemont traffic, Mooney 082, entering downwind runway 26, Rosemont.
That's traffic. See what else it's got waypoint info. Okay, airways are off right now since we're tracking a Victor Airway. I'm going to give you the low Victor Airways, and then let's see if that helps us too. That gives you a little bit better position awareness. I'm turning the topo on as well because obviously in our hilly terrain, that would be good. We also have terrain here. We should turn that on as well. Hang in there. Should be actually on.
Roseman traffic, Mooney 082, left base runway 26, Roseman.
Yep, terrain is on right here, see?
Yeah, it's higher than us.
Yep. When it's yellow, then it's within 1,000 feet of you, and when it's red, it's within 100. Not very much. Let me see if I can set this up here. Map, menu. Map overlays, topo, we got terrain we want, and airways we want.
Roseman traffic, Mooney 082, turning final runway 26.
Alright, that'll help us out. So there's your Victor Airway with the 197 right there, see it?
Exchange route, have a good day.
Alright.
So it's alive.
And you want to power back that much, or do you want to keep it pretty much at full power? Because up here, you know, you don't develop full power anymore. Push it to full power, that's how you want to fly.
Okay.
You will not overspeed her because she doesn't develop full power up here anymore. Very high, so you don't want to pull it back too much.
Okay.
Otherwise you lose performance, right?
Yeah, just told us
In the mountains, that's not a good thing.
83, yeah.
Yep, good. Alright, we're going to check the Victor Airway a little bit to the north there once you got it. Alright, and whenever you see something off, go ahead and correct it back, right?
Because of the power. You know, put in down trim because I put in more power and then...
Yep, and so that's included in your scan. You know, you're scanning outside and every once in a while just see what's going on there.
082, turning off the runway.
There's about 3 degrees.
Alright.
32 Julia, DCR 2505 on your DPS map.
So, and of course 10,500 is a much better idea if we go that far, right?
Yep.
So we see all the terrain there. Perhaps we approximately here behind that hill. And this is a straight line towards Bakersfield now. And you see how close to Hatchet you will be. You will be able to see it up on top. It'll be a beam on your right wing, right?
Right on the border of it.
Alright. Looking good. We're tracking that for a little bit. If it goes out to the left, then probably it tells you the wind is from the west, which you probably know because the wind's aloft.
Yeah.
Forecast
A little bit of wind.
Yep. So you just might have to grab a little bit to the wind to hold that, right? Very good. I want you to bring me now to Mojave. We are diverting to Mojave.
Mojave.
I want to know what time we're going to be there.
Okay.
And I suggest you do turn towards Mojave now, otherwise we have to
That was
time.
4428, cross 30 miles west of Beatty, and maintain flight level 2900.
So what's the... Can you like take your hand off the, like trim it, take your hand off the yoke and get everything settled and stuff?
Okay, so however you do, I don't care. I just want to know what time we're going to be there, and I would like you to fly 6500 until you decide you're going to descend down to Mojave. We can fly 6500 over Mojave. I just want to know what time we're going to be there. However you want to do it, it's up to you. If you're fighting the trim, I would suggest you trim your airplane now.
That's mostly the turning.
If you hold forward pressure, you turn the nose forward. There you go.
Mojave.
If we know the autopilot is working and nobody said that it's in-up, then you can use the autopilot to hold your heading. But I'm going to say the autopilot, we're going to pretend it's in-up right now.
Yeah. I haven't really used the autopilot, been with manual for
Right, and you probably would jump right onto the GPS now, right, to put Mojave in there, right?
Oh, I guess I never really used the GPS, but I was doing this.
As long as everything works, do whatever makes sense, right?
Yep, nearest airport, Mojave. Wait.
Alright, so what time are we going to be there?
Should be, you're going, distance is 12 miles, should be 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Alright, that's a good deal, right? That's the best way that works, right? And you gotta make sure that you stay on altitude because they will probably rotate. So always include that a little bit in your scan. Alright, let's go back to Edwards.
32 Juliet, changing my frequency 126.55.
Back to Edwards.
126.55, 32 Juliet.
Going to make a right turn, staying at 65.
32 Juliet, channel lake out under 2994.
We're gonna do a Buckhorn arrival.
Yep, I would say so that you get used to it, right? So you're gonna time yourself to Buckhorn. And you're still with Joshua, you might want to tell them that you get negative VHs before you come in there, so that they give you at least the winds and the altimeter setting, because they always forget that.
Yep, and plus you never know, because you can't, there's no service, weather service.
There's no service, and you really want to know if they have it, so right, you know, and they are not very good at giving it to you. So you just ask them, might have to ask them a couple of times.
Okay, we're at 6.5 when you get
44, 20.
Alright. One thing always to watch for when we are out there, the Buckhorn arriving departure, is that there's the Class Delta airspace for Fox, right?
Yep.
And it ends at 4800. If we pop out of there 3300 or we come in 3300, we want to make sure that we either have a transition from Joshua to Fox's airspace or that we are going around the Class Delta.
Yep,
Otherwise it's going to be green.
Yep.
Because we have to have that two-way with the communication or transition. Or a transition. Very good. So I'll let you bring me home there and then you do a nice landing without scaring me and then we're good.
We're good.
How's that?
So where did, there's Rosemont down there, so I could start my descent now.
Yep. And just don't fly me into the Class Delta, okay?
Yep.
You talk to the tower there.
20,000.
Alright, I would suggest this when you power back only inside the green arc, otherwise you might shock cruise your cylinder. The cylinders, because you know you want to keep the engine heat. So you trim the nose forward. If you wanted to go cruise descent, all you really do is you trim the nose forward and keep her out of the red. That way you go a lot faster. So either way is fine, but you know, not so abruptly back. That's what we got a green arc for. Looking good? Alright, so where's the Buckhorn arrival? Where does it start?
The Buckhorn, it's over by the, I think it's by the ponds now. It was changed to
Alright, why don't we go there
the
then?
ponds. Where's the Rosemont right there? Make sure I don't go below.
So I'm going to show you the lateral limits of the Class Delta. You see the four sewer ponds over there, right in our north right now?
Yes.
If you are on the east side of it, you are outside the Class Delta. If you're over or inside, you're going to get into Class Delta.
Okay.
So if you are like between the sewer ponds and the Rosamond Lake bed, you are outside the Delta.
Cool. Yes, looking on there, yep.
Yep, and that will work pretty much out with the map. But let's say you didn't have that, or you fly a different airplane, right? You just shoot between those two points. Always good to kind of
Get a visual
on what you're doing, right? And we have Rosamond Sky Park here at 10 o'clock right now. Again, their traffic pattern is about 3,500 feet.
Yep.
So we have plenty of height. And I still have actually Rosamond tuned in. So if somebody approaches or comes, we hear it. And we're still watched by Joshua.
American 663, this frequency and air, check your last assigned frequency.
Alright, your engine just quit. What do we do?
then quit, trim up to 62, 68, 62, depends on the weight.
It's 68.
Okay.
68 with flaps at its best flight. At maximum close wing. Alright, what else?
68. Make sure the
What do we do next? We have our best start speed. What will we do?
oh, we try to do the start the engine again.
No. Where do we go?
Oh, we try to find a place that we're going to go to Rosemont.
Alright, go ahead, go
So
there.
to turn over there.
Yep. And then what?
Make sure that this is in both.
Alright,
Make sure the fuel
do you have a
cutoff is not.
checklist or something? Or
Oh,
are you
yeah.
just making that up? And let's use that.
So 68, fuel selector valve on, fuel selector valve both. Auxiliary fuel pump is on. I'll turn that on. It's on. The engine still didn't go.
Okay, yeah, engine does not start, yeah.
So try to start it back up again. So Mixture rich. Ignition switch to both. Start it. It still doesn't start.
Nothing starts.
Still doesn't start, so mixture all the way out. Magnetos on to off.
What do you do with the fuel selector?
And then the fuel selector, you could
just leave it, right?
leave it there.
What do you do with the cutoff?
Cut it off. Fuel cut off.
Yep.
So all that's out.
Yep.
All that's out.
All right.
So we're going to be landing.
Gravity
Then,
line indicate for Romeo Whiskey crossing runway 26 for run up.
Are you down there right now?
yep. And then for it's 7600
Okay.
for the squawk.
That would be a radio failure.
Oh, 7500.
That would be a hijack.
What? Okay, 7700. I'm sorry.
That's okay, no worries.
Yeah, 7700 in there, and then 121.5,
Yep.
and then tell where I am. I'm circling
Or you
Rosemont.
just shout to Joshua what's going on. Okay,
Yep.
the emergency is over. We're good back to the back home there. We're
All
good.
right.
Give yourself power. All right.
It's trim.
So checklist. You gotta pick a field, right? Airspeed? Pick a field. It's APC. Airspeed 68. Pick a field, fly towards, and then checklist. If you have a carbureted airplane, C is carburetor heat. APC.
On.
Yep, and then you go by checklist. Restart if you're above 3000 AGL or higher, right? And if you're at 3000 too lower or you don't have time or something is going on, then just shut it down and concentrate on getting in there. If she wouldn't have run up down there, I would let you go in there and see how it worked out, but we'll do that another time.
Yeah, we were high. We would have to do a couple of rotations. But
Yeah,
we're
she
pretty
would
high.
be, and we had somebody there just in the way, so, oh well, very good. Alright, let's talk to Joshua and let him know what we're doing and ask for the weather in Edwards.
Good approach to the west.
Cool. Take Roseman off. Keep that in there. Joshua approach number 106 Echo Delta is 3 miles southeast of Rosemont Park, heading back to Edwards. And can I get the winds?
Number 106 Echo Delta, Edwards altimeter 29961230. Or wind is calm. Radio service terminated. Squawk VFR for exchange for good day.
Wind calm and frequency change approved and squawk VFR. 6 Echo Delta.
That works out nicely. We are outside the Delta, and that's a good visual for that, right?
Sure
And we
is.
want to be to the south of the ponds, coming into the south of Buckhorn then. Life is really, really good, right?
Worked out pretty well.
Very nice. All right.
And back in there, frequency change approved.
So you are right, we are a little bit lighter than maximum gross weight, so technically the glide speed should be a little different because it says flaps up at maximum gross weight. The glide speed is 68 knots on this airplane, indicated airspeed. But it works, you know.
Yeah, this depends.
Yep. So it's only by a knot or so off here. 62 is a little slow for this airplane.
So 65 would probably be a good.
Yep, I would
Good
go
median.
with 68 and you're going to be fine, you know, and then you feel out the rest. That was a pretty good field, we would have made it in there, no problem. And so just 68, she glides about, you know, almost 2 miles per 1,000 feet down, you know. You see that best glide ratio diagram in your section 3 of your POH. It's pretty good performance for this system. The higher you are, the safer you are.
Farther you can glide.
Yep,
Southbase traffic.
33.
Out for entrance.
Yep.
Southbase traffic, Aero 06 is at the Duck Ponds, inbound for Buckhorn to arrival. Southbase traffic.
Very good. So bring me up to 33, please. Otherwise, we're going to be targets for the duck hunters.
Oh no, that'll be a good game.
Up and offset a little bit to the right of the hill. They stay within a half a mile of the hill, so the wingspan will be good. Maybe more. And we're listening if somebody's coming out, right?
Yep.
If the tower is ever open and let's say somebody is coming out towards the Buckhorn departure, somebody is coming in Lancaster arrival, and you are right here, you kind of probably can picture that it's all getting a little close, either, you know, over the radar antenna or somewhere close there. When you want to gain some time, you can always ask him if he can give you a 360 or 2 360s, and just hold it till you make your own spacing. If it's between Buckhorn and the radar antenna and you need a turn, and they are busy with main base traffic, there might be a fighter above you or something, The closer you get, the more the hotspot gets. So try to do the conflict resolution yourself early, because a lot of times the tower doesn't have a conflict resolution for you.
Yeah.
And so just figure this out, what you want to do, holding over buckhorn, holding over the slip track. That's always something you can request and do. If you're really close to another traffic and you need an evasive turn to see it avoid or to avoid simply, then do it and tell the tower what you're doing. And if the tower has a problem with this, at least you stall and avoided it,
Yeah, just avoid it first and then tell
That's
someone.
right. So it's like flying in a funnel. Over here you have plenty of options. Once you're getting close to the radar antenna, there is nothing. Everybody's meeting there, including main-base traffic 500 overhead.
Yep.
That's where the hotspot is, right? Bear that in mind and space yourself early.
Yeah, for buckhorn arrival, usually aim below those stakes.
Yes.
The little stakes, that's a good visual reference.
Yep,
Usually
that'll
go
work
by
out really good. So if our engine quits now, what would we do?
Do the same procedure, 68,
Yep.
and probably land in the lake bed.
Yep. We have a lake bed right underneath us. That's exactly what we're going to be using, right?
Yep.
And let's say we are at 2800 and we are beamed the buckhorn. Where do we land?
Try to find a place over there where there's not as much trees.
Correct, and it would be ahead of the airplane within a 30-degree view. It would not be behind us anymore, right? Because you would hit the ground before you can even complete that 180 turn. They're not doing it.
And for that, we need to be at 2800 by the time we get to buckhorn. So
Because
we can
that's when we hit the tower peripheral. That's exactly where they want us then, at 2800. Yeah, that's exactly right. Right, remember, bear in mind that you want to keep your engine warm enough, right? So gradual pulling back. There's also a rule of thumb, like with the leaning, by the leaning you say like a half a turn ridge or lean 1,000 feet up, 1,000 feet down, right? Just above with feel. And then we also have that for pulling power back about 1,000 feet, 1,000 RPM, 100 RPM every 1,000 feet maybe.
Okay.
Now the engine is a normally aspirated engine, so as you go up, it automatically depletes of RPM. As you go down, it develops
Increases.
more and more RPM, so bear that in mind. That's very smooth with a lot of pre-planning because you treat your cylinders better, they don't shock
Traffic, Cessna 105 Echo Delta is arriving from the west on the Rosemont arrival. We'll be landing at Edwards South Base, full stop.
All right, there we
Behind
go.
us. Edwards traffic Aero 06 is via Buckhorn for Rosemont arrival, landing South Base runway 24, South Base traffic.
All right, so bear in mind that you...
Echo Delta, what's your exact position? We are just across the
I took it.
over Rosemont.
I'm gonna say right over it.
Give a power. You're too underpowered.
You go.
Hey Mark, we have enough spacing from you. We're beaming Buckhorn here right now. We're going to be in the predator number 1.
Sure, good to know. Okay, we'll see you on the ground.
Yep.
Yep. I was like right
Yeah,
over,
also nervous.
right over Rosemont. Buckhorn.
Yep. You're good. You're here first because he just called in. We'll be looking for him. What you can do is, since you know he's coming from there, from the Rosemont, there's normally no traffic coming from Rosemont, maybe on the weekend. Obviously they're using it, I wasn't aware of that. Which is fine. And you can offset a little bit to the south of the radar antenna, and that should be fine until somebody comes, Lancaster arrival,
Yeah.
and that doesn't help you, so
Like,
you can always hold over here and wait. We know he's pretty much, he has got further to go than we do to the radar antenna, that we know, right? That's at least what we think. And I would say we are about 4 miles to the west of the radar antenna, but I wouldn't call that. I would listen for him. He just called in. He's not at bend in the road.
No.
Let me ask him to make sure. Hey Mark, are you at the bend in the road yet?
Check it if we're still over the Rosemont dry lake bed.
All right. You're cutting along and we are almost in the traffic pattern.
Roger that, we're descending still.
See, that's what I thought. You all coordinate the red hill.
Yeah.
Nice. Full stop landing for us.
Yep.
At 2800, that is the only traffic pattern altitude we will do here on South Base, right?
It is.
That's what we'll do. And so again, I mentioned to you, you don't want to fly underpowered. You want to fly that at maneuvering or when you're in the traffic pattern, but right now you want to get somewhere, especially when it's so hot. You don't want to fly underpowered on this airplane, especially when it's getting bumpy. So it's the top of the green arc, or when you have to slow down, it's the bottom of the green arc. So 2400, 2200, right? So right now you're trying to get somewhere, especially when somebody's coming in slightly behind you.
Yeah.
Fast enough, he might almost catch up with you, right? Which you won't. So always use the full envelope of the airplane, right? So I'll let you call the rest of the calls, like radar antenna 45 downwind and the downwind base final.
Southwest traffic, Aero 06 is over the radar dome, inbound 445, downwind for runway 24, full stop, Southwest traffic. So, start slowing down now.
Yep.
See, before landing, seat backs are secure, seatbelt harnesses are good, fuel both, lights is required. I have my strobe in taxi, so we're good on that.
That's perfect. You know, it's a very hot day today. Keep a little power in there. You're kind of like...
Slow down a bit.
Yep. You're flying like it's winter today.
Yeah.
Just keep power up a little bit. We're looking good right now, yeah. We don't want to be flipped around here. Very, very high density altitude. Right now where we fly is probably about 6,500. That feels pretty anemic. Do you have enough room? Don't fly too close.
Yeah. About right there.
Now it's like a 3/4 wing strut, otherwise you don't have time to turn.
Southwest traffic, Aero 06 is entering left downwind for runway 24, full stop, Southwest traffic.
Alright, flight parallel, you're angling.
105 Echo Delta, bend in the road, on arrival.
He's good. So you see you're still angling in, you want to have like a 3/4 wing strut there. Lift yourself out, otherwise you will not make that turn. Here, 30 degrees to the right now. You want to get some distance to that runway. Still very close to the runway, right? Okay, let you do your thing. We're going to do a full stop landing.
Okay. There's a beam.
Okay, stop. You're slowing the airplane down first.
Okay. So you're going to still keep it in the green?
But 1800, no, now
okay.
You have to slow it down.
Yeah.
Now it's landing, right? So slow it down and then you can deploy flaps. Otherwise you might overspeed the flaps on certain airplanes. On this one it's pretty good. They come down at 110 knots, but on other airplanes they don't. You gotta slow the airplane down first. Okay, off you go.
Then, we're good. And then making a left. Southwest traffic, Aero 06, turning left base for runway 24, full stop, Southwest traffic. Leave that there, kind of far out than usual. Because usually I would slow down enough to get about 80, and I guess I would be over there.
Delta, gun range to General Hill, 2,800.
So you can basically eyeball the runway and see what you need. Power is rate of descent, pitch is airspeed. So go ahead and bring it up.
A little bit more, and then one more flaps, 20 flaps. Southwest traffic, Aero 06 is on final runway 24, full stop, Southwest traffic.
If you want to do 2 more landings, then I give you your endorsement. If not, if you want to do a full stop, then Terry will give you your endorsement.
Yeah, I'll probably just land it.
Go with Terry then, yep. Looking good?
There's 70.
Alright, not too slow. You have 63 right now, that's too slow. Pitch the nose down for your speed. And pick up your rate of descent. Oh. I have 70 right now. But right.
There's the numbers.
Very beautiful. Don't need the brakes yet, just let it roll out, keep direction control, and then you start the brakes, otherwise it's too late.
Runway 24, south base, full stop.
It's gonna be fine. You can take the next
Yeah, I'll
taxi.
take the next one.
So we had a little bit extra power there, ground effect. You have a lot of feel for the airplane, you're doing really well. And it wasn't a short field landing, obviously. I encourage you to hold 70. You got a little bit slow for my taste there on 63. Because at 60 she doesn't fly very well anymore.
Yeah, especially when it's hot like this. I take
The
this
same
exit.
airspeed, ground speed is higher, yeah. It's going to be always the same airspeed. No matter how high the density altitude is, your ground speed is much higher
Delta left downwind, runway 24 south.
in high density, lower density altitude. Right?
Now we're going to get past this until I clear the runway.
That sounds good. And then we'll do the call for him, and then we'll do after landings.
Southwest traffic, Aero 06 is clear of runway.
High density altitude, faster ground speed, same indicated.
Yep.
Very good.
So descent, before landing, after landing, wing flaps up, elevator trim for takeoff, lights as required. I'll turn off my taxi then.
Yep.
Transponder is at 1200 and it's on alt. Flight control is set for wind.
Good. And did you call off the runway already for him?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I did it
perfect.
right after I
skipped
left
that
it.
beat. Sorry about that. Yep.
Then radio call, I already did it, but I could close my flight plan.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, you can do it on the phone. Let's get out of the heat. We'll do it on the phone.
Okay.
Stay here with power. There you go.
We can probably do it while we're going.
Whatever. Yep.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Yep. I wouldn't recommend it on a check ride, but for now,
Okay.
fine. If you manage to look outside, it's fine.
Riverside Radio, November 106 Echo Delta, listening 122.4.
November 106 Echo Delta, Riverside Radio, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to close my flight plan out of Edwards. We're back at Edwards, 6 Echo Delta.
November 6 Echo Delta, that flight plan is closed. Thank you.
Thanks, 6 Echo Delta.
Very good. Very good. Yep. Everything is there where you need to have it. You will pick up now your all exam guide. There's a lot of studying there. I think it won't take you very long to get to your check ride. You just go ahead and start flying the solo cross countries, we'll fetch up your endorsements, whatever is expired. And you got your night flight done, so once you have your cross country flights done, go straight into preparation for the check ride. And I will see you back then in phase 10
Okay.
for the practice check ride, for the graduation ride.
Sounds good. And
It's not going to be too long from now, is my guess, I want to say about 4 weeks or so. 4 weeks, we got you.
so the check ride for the examiner is here? He comes over here?
Yep, he comes over here, he charges $600 and he'll come over here.
Ooh-wee.
I know, they're all expensive.
Would it be the same if we had it somewhere like at Rosemont,
If you go to
Fox?
if you go Fox, there is no, he'll come to Fox from Camarillo. That would be also 600. If you go to Camarillo, it's 500, but it'll cost you more money to fly the airplane out to Camarillo.
Yeah.
So, all of them are anywhere between 500 and 1200. I've seen everything. And yeah.
I'm going to skip fuel. We're good on fuel.
Yep, be sure.
So, is it 600 for each person, or is it 600 for him coming here?
600 for the check ride.
Oh,
So
for
he'll
one
come
person.
here. Yep.
Edwards traffic, 105 Echo Delta is clear, runway 24 south base.
A little bit fast on the taxi, you want to slow. There you go.
Pretty much
That's
idle.
much better speed now.
Shutdown ELT is off. Avionics master switch off.